Hey guys, welcome to Total Drama Action, but if it was actually any good. I don't remember many of the challenges, I don't remember what half of the challenges are, so I'm not gonna go into the specifics of what happened. Out of the first 3 seasons, Action is my least favorite, and so I've watched it the least, out of the first 3 seasons. So, yeah, forgive me if I'm not as knowledgeable on this season as I am with others. So first, Monster Cash, there's no elimination that episode. We move on to Alien Resurrection. Resurrection. Alien Resurrection. Yeah. And in this one, it's the whole thing of, like, 2 people find the eggs and they become the team leaders. But instead of the normal thing happening, where in the original, Trent and Gwen got the eggs and became the team leaders, Duncan doesn't get blown up or whatever. He, like, takes out Trent. Ooh, and now, so it's these 2. I think that was the challenge. But before then, so these 2 are going to be the team leaders, but before then they do the elimination. And I'm not going to make a change. Bridget and Jeff get eliminated for sucking too much face. So now, let's make the teams. Duncan, team leader of the Screaming Gaffers, picks first. I think he would pick... I think he would pick... DJ. Because in this timeline, he was eliminated early in season 1, so he didn't really know anyone, but he was on DJ's team, and he probably respects DJ's challenge ability. Gwen picks Trent. I don't know why. Like, they still have that like, connection, even though they never really had their romance like they did in season 1, they still have that kind of connection. Then DJ probably goes for Justin. He's like, or no, wait, hold on. It's, they do it dodgeball style, where it's boy, girl, boy, girl. So, I think that means Gwen. Hold on, let me go back to the beginning. Duncan has to pick one of the girls. And so, he's like, okay, out of the 5 girls available, who's the best? And he'll be like, Lashana. Then, Gwen picks Trent. Then, Duncan picks DJ, as he intended to originally. And Gwen goes for Lindsay. Then Duncan picks Izzy, and Gwen picks Justin because he's hot. Then Duncan goes for... He's like, okay, well, between Harold and Owen, I like Owen more. I'll go for Owen. And Gwen picks Beth. So Heather goes on this team and Owen goes on this team, and these are the teams. Now I can delete the contestants row, and it's time for Riot On Set. I don't know how this challenge goes. I think that's the one where they have to bring a cart up a hill, and then they do acting. And I'm gonna say this team, because I'm gonna say Chef does that thing where he cheats with DJ, and so this team wins. And because Izzy was originally on this team, but she's not anymore, she can't get eliminated. I think Duncan still acts for the Screaming Gaffers, but I think Harold acts for the Killer Grips. And I also think Harold gets blamed for the team's loss and is eliminated. Now it's time for Beach Blanket Bogus, which is a non-elimination episode. So now it's time for 310 to Crazy Town. I don't know what happens in this episode. Couldn't tell you. But I think that's the one where Trent goes all wacky and gets himself eliminated. He's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's like that. And I'm gonna say that happens. Like, he becomes too obsessed with Gwen. And now it's even more creepy because they weren't even, like, they weren't even established. They would, like, they just have a thing for each other, maybe early on in the season, but, like, in this timeline, they're either not a couple or a very new couple, and so that makes it even creepier. And Gwen's like, ew, get away, you're gross. And Trent gets eliminated. In the Chef Shack Redemption, you ask me, you tell me for what happens in this episode. I have no idea. But I'm gonna say the Killer Grips win this one just because they have to. And I'm also gonna say that these guys are like, Heather was such a lame nerd that's not how Lashana speaks at all, but they're like, oh, Heather was such a lame nerd last season, she should go. But Heather's like, no way, guys. Izzy's like lame, and they're gonna vote out Izzy because she needs her excuse to come back later. I don't remember when she comes back. I think it's here. Non-elimination round. The Sandwich Project. I'm gonna say the Killer Grips also win this one because plot armor. And then DJ has his moment where he's like, this is wrong, I can't do this, and he quits. This season is much more similar to the original season than Total Drama Island was, because the first couple eliminations were very predictable. Now this is a non-elimination round. Full Metal Drama, Izzy returns, joins the Killer Grips, and because the Killer Grips win the challenge. So now the Screaming Gaffers are like, oh no, Jose, no way, Jose, we gotta do something. There's a rejoin at some point, I don't know when that is. Because Owen gets hit by the book and then he gets eliminated and then he comes back at some point. I didn't write down on my little thing when that is, so I'm just gonna put it in at some point. And then, so now, these guys are like, okay, we have to get Heather out. And so they do. They successfully get Heather out. And then this is the episode where Courtney debuts. And that's gonna happen. She's gonna join the Screaming Gaffers. I'm pretty sure there's an elimination this episode. I'm gonna say, because Justin is on a team with all girls, you know, how he has that hypnotism almost, that he's like, Lindsay, Beth, vote for Gwen, and they do. He would go for Izzy because she sees through his thing, but she just came back, and I don't think they'd get rid of her that quickly again, like they did with Eva last season. This episode's a non-elimination round. $1 Million Babies. This was the episode. Yeah, I think. I don't know what happened. Someone loses. A team loses. This might have been the one where Owen got eliminated the first time. That's not going to happen this time. I'm going to say the Killer Grips win, and the Screaming Gaffers, and then Courtney's like, la 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 la, Owen, you are the worst, go home, and then he's out. And he doesn't come back, probably, unless I decide to. Dial in for merger. The only thing that happens in this round is the teams merge. So, let me do that. It's the merge now, and also the final 7. Superhero ID. I'm gonna... Who won this one in the original one? I think it was... No, it wasn't Courtney. I don't know. I don't care. I'm gonna say Lashana wins, because I like Lashana. And she's like, okay, I need to team myself up with someone. And she teams up with these two girls here. And they're like, okay, we need to get Izzy out. She's like a menace. Or maybe they target Justin. I don't know. They target Izzy. And Justin, who knows that Izzy's the only one who can like see through him, is like, I agree, we should get rid of Izzy, and so these 4 vote for Izzy and she's out. The Princess Pride. This was the one where Courtney won it. I'm gonna say that still happens because Justin and Duncan, the 2 important guys in this episode, are still in. And I'm gonna say that she's like, I need to get rid of my biggest threat, Lashana. That's not how she speaks, but I'm gonna say that it is. And she wants to get rid of Lashana, but she's got the alliance. And these 4 are like, well, if we're not gonna vote each other off, let's vote out Duncan. And Courtney's like, no, you can't vote out Duncan. And they're like, well, too bad, sweetie, we're gonna. And they vote off Duncan. This is a non-elimination episode. Rock and Rule. I'm gonna say this is the episode that the rejoin happens, and I'm gonna bring back Harold. Look how scattered the eliminations are now. Yeah, I bring Harold back, and he's like, oh, Lashana, we must work together to get rid of the foul Courtney. And she's like, okay. And in this episode, I'm gonna say Harold, because of plot armor, since he just rejoined, wins. And he seems like the type to be good at Guitar Hero, so I feel like he'd be good at this challenge. Or at least the guitar parts of this challenge. And then, you know, no Duncan, no Duncan. Maybe Courtney's angry, and they're like, we have to get Courtney out. But for some reason they fail, and maybe Courtney's like, oh, Justin. And Justin's like, yes, I will, kiss you or something if you get rid of Beth. And he's like, ooh, goody goody, I'll share my money as well. And he's like, ooh, yay, woohoo. And so these 2 vote for Beth. And they go up to Harold and they're like, oh, Harold, you should vote with us. Why? Because if you don't, I'll kill you. Fair enough. And then it's a tie between, Beth and Courtney easily wins the tiebreaker, and Beth is eliminated. Crouching Courtney, Hidden Owen is a non-elimination round. 2008, A Space Owen. I'm gonna say Lindsay wins just because she hasn't yet. And these 2 are like, oh no, we need to like totally step up into overdrive. And they go up to Harold and they're like, and Lashana's like, oh, Harold, I'm Lashana, and he's like, oh yeah, you're Lashana. And they kick off Justin for plot. Justin for plot reasons. In Top Dog, I'm gonna say Courtney wins, and then these 3 have to like, these 3 are just like, well, whoever goes, you know, and that's just the way that it is. And then, Courtney votes out Lashana because she's the biggest threat. Mutiny on Set, and I'm not gonna have that one be a double elimination. I'm gonna say this is the final 3. And it's like just whoever comes last in this challenge is out. And so it'll be like, oh, I'm gonna say Harold sneaks through. He gets to the finale, and then these 2 are like, and it's like a tie almost. But I'm gonna say Lindsay loses just barely, and then the finale is between Harold and Courtney, and I'm gonna say in the American version Courtney wins, and in the Canadian version Harold wins. Because why not? Or yeah, who I don't think I did that in the last one, but I'm gonna say I did in this one. Who do you want to win, Harold or Courtney? I think this is a good season. Courtney and Duncan, a couple of the earlier boots from last season made it far this season, but then some of the fan favorites. I think I give Lindsay and Harold and Lashana some serious plot armor. It's clear who my favorites are. Yeah. This is total drama action. But if it was done, if it was me. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Or, alternatively, if you want, you don't have to do any of those things, actually. Bye-bye.